This is true. This is very true. Okay, I bet Alex is watching the stream, just going, "What a bunch of idiots!"
Yeah. Well, he's not watching mine. I've not got any viewers just yet.
I've got one, but I have a feeling it's my bot.
Yeah, it is. She bought. Mine will be kicking in anytime soon. Going hello. So yeah. Anyway, if anybody out there does decide to watch these videos, I'm Ian. This is Danny. Danny and me are going to collab on a Kata adventure using C#. And
We hope.
We hope. We're going to do the Fizzbuzz Kata. We hope. Yeah, we'll see how that thing goes.
Right. Okay.
Can you turn my stream off as well if you've got it on?
I do not.
I've just turned yours off. I had yours on.
Yeah. Mine's only just started back up again. It was loud.
It was loud. I heard myself.
What have I done totally wrong this time? This 90% of development is just like what if I messed up? What's wrong?
I mean 99.9% of development is what did I break and how can I fix it?
What did Ian break and how can he fix it?
That's usually what did you lot break and how can I fix it? I am the fixer.
Why doesn't it like that? Unnecessary using directive.
Did you call it
really?
Buzz service? Fizzbuzz tests Buzz service. To infinity and beyond.
Okay, let's just try a .NET restore again, because
if we're having a Buzz service, can we have a woody method?
A whatty method?
Well, if we've got a Buzz service, I want a woody method.
I bet you do.
Rude.
Oh, that's nice.
I was thinking Toy Story, and your mind's gutted.
Okay, why does this still think that the namespace is different?
Where are we looking? You're skipping around everywhere.
Right. Okay. So I want to get rid of all of that stuff. Effectively, I want to start all that again. Don't like it.
Can you not just do a restore and it should refresh all the broken spaces?
It hasn't. And part of that might be because I've got an error. So.
Oh, but now your Kata service won't work.
It's just.
Now return is bust. Change my var to be returned. The other way around.
It's just. I just want it to pass for now, just so that I can actually do a .NET restore. Although that shouldn't. No, it should still be doing that anyway. Is it caught up now? No, it still thinks it should be called first Kata tests. There's something in there somewhere that's telling it
hang on a minute.
what the namespace is.
That. Get rid of that. Tests. Yeah. Cproj, yes. Writing out now, which is Fizzbuzz. Test is gone. Delete your bin and your obj bin and obj folders, and then when you do a restore, it'll rebuild them. Otherwise, it doesn't always clear that cache.
Let's get rid of that.
You want to do it for the Buzz service as well in Fizzbuzz project 2. Test project deleted. That's gone. Follow along with Danny.
Still thinks he wants to call it that. Something's remembering somewhere.
Restore.
I have. I did.
Hang on. Wait. You didn't get rid of the bin and the obj. Bin and the obj. Both projects.
Right. Okay. Right.
So
some projects have trouble loading. Review the output. Okay.
Oh, you're not using a using statement, dude. That's why.
I know I'm not, but I was trying to get the namespaces to resolve the way that I wanted them to, because it keeps wanting to rename them. Fizzbuzz. No.
Fizzbuzz.
That's the correct namespace.
Yep.
Let's just do a. Right. Okay. Let's just. In fact. Is it that? There we go. No, source was fine. Magic. And then we want to do same with that one. Okay. Of course it doesn't, because I didn't call it that anymore. I called it the buzz service.
Now do it.
No, it still doesn't like it, look.
No, you've not done the run though. Do the run.
Do the rah.
Worky.
Right,
okay,
so the ID is just not caught up then, is it?
Yeah, just close the file and then reopen the file. Closing them all on mine. Now reopen your files. Is that not caught up? PowerPoint namespace Fizzbuzz could not be found. Bit strange. Oh, yeah. I get it.
It's working though.
Yeah, it is, but it's wrong. I think there's bits that I can't actually see in this project. So, looking at the actual test, it still thinks that first kata tests is the namespace of the file that it's in. Thinking that there's something that's still referencing first kata test within the project that I can't see.
It totally doesn't. If you look at the output, so if you look at the output of the terminal, okay, so the terminal is saying that it's running the fizzbuzz tests.dll, which is built successfully. It's run and it's passed. And
I can't see the output. I can see the terminal, but everything's passed. I wonder if it's the. Yeah, that's going to get a bit annoying if it carries on doing that.
It is, isn't it?
Shouldn't.
I mean, don't forget this is .NET 5 that I'm using right now.
Okay, you're using .NET 5. I didn't realize you was using .NET 5 already.
Yeah, I installed it in. See, look, .NET 5. Yeah, it's preview.
Fair enough then. Probably got a few bugs in it somewhere.
I wonder if there's a. I just wonder if there's an easy way to clear the VS cache.
Yeah, you can delete the folder because it's a .vs folder, isn't it? That was that cache. That's hidden. It won't be. It might not be visible here, but it will be visible. Yes, I know it's a school night, but
what are we talking about? Sorry, we're going to source control.
And doesn't the VS folder, the .vs folder, hold the cache?
But I don't think there is one for this, is there?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, there isn't one. No, there's not.
Is it not? I'm surprised.
Nope.
It usually is. Oh no, there isn't. I keep thinking that this isn't. He's throwing me. For now, we'll cope with it. We'll just live with it. We know that that particular thing is wrong. It might catch up at some point.
I'm just having a quick Google to see if I can find it. Control Shift P. Clear editor history. Is that done anything good? So like if I change the name of this to like test, yeah, doing that should fail because it's not got the right method anymore.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where's that
Bingo.
file?
However, no autocomplete. That's annoying.
Ah,
That's
no, we
really
need
annoying.
intelligence. Why is there no intelligence? That's not. That is not an extension, surely. Yeah, it is. Visual Studio IntelliCode.
No, it was working earlier. It was working earlier.
Yeah, but you must already have it installed. I don't. Although, can I edit that? Is that even possible? Start.
Right. Okay. So now
I
it's
have
not
it.
found.
I've got
Some
IntelliSense.
projects have trouble loading. Okay.
Was it a print function? No, you call it test, didn't you? Test 1. Did you call it test 1 or something?
Did I call what test one?
The
Called it
function.
test.
The function. I was just doing, ouch. I was looking at the service on my side. And I was seeing if I've got IntelliSense on it. And I do have IntelliSense, but that particular function doesn't show up.
Okay. So OmniSharp is trying to do something clever.
Oh dear. Now go back the other way in. Back the other way in. Back the other way in. Where are you going? What? Undo that. Undo my undo. Also can redo Y. Redo. That control Y on my side. Hello.
We should have just done this in a regular IDE.
We can still load this thing up in a regular IDE. You know that, right? It is a project at the end of the day. Pull it into Visual Studio. I do have Visual Studio. I just don't have ReSharp on my side. And that doesn't matter. Visual Studio. Visual Studio 2019.
Let's just go with that.
Continue without code. Not now. I don't want to give feedback. Is live share built straight into this thing, or
It should be.
thought it was?
Right, so I'm gonna end the live share on this other one because it's been too
Finicky.
rubbish. I'm wondering, if you're going to need the preview version of Visual Studio because it's .NET 5.
No, I think we might be okay.
I know, because effectively you're doing all the work in mine anyway, weren't you?
Yeah. Live share visual 2019. Let's have a quick schmiggin. Is the power? would do, except you're not actually showing me where live share is.
It's in File.
File, Start window. New project, open project folder, clone repository, start window, source control. You got do you have community as well?
I do. The only thing I can get
Yeah, same as me.
is community.
Where is live share? Not in file. Or at least I can't see it in file. Live share. Visual Studio. Code out. Included with Visual Studio 2019. I have Visual Studio 2019. Uh-oh, hang on.
Yeah. I've sent you a link.
Send it in Telegram.
No, I've sent it in Discord.
Join live share session. Yeah, it is. It's a plugin. It doesn't come baked in with it. It's a plugin that you have to download and install.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, I knew it. Microsoft don't make life easy all the time. Shocked that Microsoft have gotten rid of Mixer, or getting rid of Mixer. I was quite taken aback.
Yeah, it's a bit weird that going in with Facebook on it, but apparently they're going to be focusing a little bit more on their what's it called, xCloud.
Yeah, I kind of get why they've gone. So
oh, there we go.
I'm going to jump.
This is good.
To a conclusion. The conclusion is based on companies, money. You know, if you've got a client base and you've got multiple different streaming platforms, one being Twitch, and then you've got obviously the YouTube, the Facebook streaming and Mixer and whatnot. If some of them aren't doing well, it's always good to join forces, especially if there's a payoff, because you can recoup some of the money that you'd have lost during the development. I reckon that might be what it is. That they've gone, we'll push all of our streamers to your service as long as you give us a bit of a backhander on that one, because we're going to basically trash ours and boost yours. And then obviously there's the contracts for Ninja and Shroud.
Well, they've all just been released, haven't they?
Guess they made a packet, a nice big wad of cash go into Mixer, and now they're going to make more money by going to another streaming platform. I think. Download complete. Finish it up.
It's not letting me rename stuff the way that I was expecting it to.
May I make a suggestion?
What?
While I'm doing this and I'm trying to get live share installed, why don't you just create a whole new solution? Because we're not really that far ahead.
Yeah, I hate when things don't work the way they should.
This is life. This is developers in play. This is what happens all the time. I never expect anything to go right. And if you do go right first time, I'm dubious. Very, very dubious. Can you without code?
Alexa, turn on the living room lamp. There we go. Bit lighter.
Alexa, give me a reason to be lazy. Session is not active. I need an active session, dude.
Yeah, it's because I got rid of it.
Garmin.
Is there a way for me to choose my version of .NET Core when I create this?
Why? Do you think .NET Core 5 is going to be a problem?
Potentially.
.NET 5 preview. Oh, hang on. Does this have to be? Is this a part of Visual Studio Preview by any chance, or can we just download a preview?
Hang on, what the?
In .NET 5 Preview 4. Download .NET 5.
Oh, there we go. All project types.
Waiting for the SDK, and then I've got .NET 5.
Right. Okay. So I don't think it's going to matter anyway. In the long and short of it, but.
Typical. Oh, that's better. About to say typical Microsoft progress bars sticking a millimetre and a half away from the end.
I've got a lovely not responding.
Right, so I'm pretty much ready now.
Right.
Restart my
Okay.
Visual Studio. Code. There's live share. Beautiful.
Wait for my computer
New
to
is a
catch up
link.
with live.
Moment.
Start a live share session. Okay, I don't. The only issue I've got with starting a live share session is that it
Oh,
gives
hang
you a
on.
link out to everyone.
Yeah, I'm going to stop watching your. You might want to, in fact, yeah, stop sharing your screen with me. I don't need to see it. Sharing in Discord.
Yeah, fair enough.
Screen after screen after screen after screen after screen. Go live session. Let's go. Join this live session. We download it. I don't need to download. I just downloaded it. Nick. Right. Take that.
Oh, there we go. I decided just to end the call, apparently. I didn't actually stop sharing my screen. Well, I did, in a very harsh way. Right, so did you get the live share session?
It's just joining now.
Awesome.
Connecting to remote session.
Yep, joined your collaboration session. So this, if I remember, is a lot more robust.
I'll soon tell you when it's there.
Also, do I have my lovely resharper? Oh, I do. Oh,
now that
right.
you're here, there are a couple of things to try.
Yeah, why not? Let's do that. Okay, so it's only taken us till 10 o'clock to actually get going. I think we're ready to get going.
Yeah.
Chicken dinner. Get rid of that. Who needs class 1? Right, I'm going to add a lovely... Oh, this is so much more familiar. It's just... I'm used to only doing front-end stuff in VS Code, really.
I'm not. I'm used to doing everything in VS Code now.
Really?
Yeah. I can't remember the last... Well, I can. The last time I opened Visual Studio was just now. For that, I can't
test
remember.
project. .co. Let's add one of them. And let's call it FizzBuzz tests. So we've got ourselves two lovely projects. Lovely. And inside of the service, I just want a normal. Just have a test that's going to echo it back like we did before.
Yep.
That's going to return the message. I don't want it to be called unit test 1. Why is my lovely shortcut not working? Oh. You know, I spend more time getting things right, like keyboard-wise and stuff. One second. Reset all of my keyboard shortcuts and then reapply my resharper ones.
How much is resharper nowadays? Still like 20 quid a month.
It's not bad. I'd 100% pay for it if I didn't have the license I had. I'd definitely pay for it again and again. It's just worth having.
Depends how much dev I'm going to do. But then again, I'm going to be doing a lot now. I'm doing games dev as well.
This is not doing anything. There we go. Right. I've got my shortcuts back now. So we Control Alt L to get into the window. Right. We want to call that.
Yeah. £23.90 a month.
It's not that much.
Says there it is.
I think you might be looking at the wrong license. We'll have a look later.
Oh, that's the Toolbox subscription.
There you go.
That's why. For individual use, £9.90. That's much better.
There you go. See, it's definitely worth getting.
What is that for a year? 100 quid for the year? And second year's only 79, third year's only 59. That's even better.
Do you want to know what's really, really good about ReSharper as well, JetBrains in this instance, is that they will let you use that in a commercial setting as well. So even if you buy yourself a personal license, you can use it wherever the hell you want, and they don't care.
I found that out when I was using it previously.
You know, that's for a company. That's amazing.
Yep. Well, it's because
you could easily just say, no, you need a commercial license.
Yeah. That is pretty good.
Right. Test message equals hello world. And
why is it
that's our output.
I don't know. Every time I leave that, I lose. So we're in.
Can you see what I'm typing?
I can now. Yes, you've just done the AAA. Arrange, act, assert. Yes. Why do I get the feeling that Ryan called that something different? It might have been the 3 R's, you know.
Yeah, I spoke to Ryan the other day, you know.
He's doing well for himself.
Wow, but is he?
It seems to be.
I was speaking to him about Clash Royale at the time. We had a few games together.
Has he?
Okay, so has he what?
Has he told you about what he's doing at the moment?
No. Boom. It passes.
He's on the stock market.
Oh right. Okay. Making money.
Yeah, he's not making. I'm not going to say he's making millions, but he's making pounds.
He's a bright lad.
Pounds. He's decided he wants to dabble in the stock market, make a bit of money, and see how it goes. So far, you know, he's making more than he's not losing. He is making money.
That's good.
Which is good.
All right. So, I don't know if you want me to read through the problem description or if you want to read it yourself, but I've got the FizzBuzz scenario up.
Also have the FizzBuzz scenario up. I understand I am at the point where, you know, the teacher's there pointing fingers and saying to everybody, for every third person, you say fizz, and for every odd, it's fizz, and for every even, it's buzz.
Oh, so I'm at the bit. It says it's going to point to each pupil in turn and ask them to say the next number in the sequence starting from 1.
Yeah.
If it's divisible by 3, you
3,
say
that's
fizz,
it.
and if it's divisible by 5,
Or
then you
5.
say buzz.
That's
so your maths
yeah.
teacher is pointing them all out in 1. So you got to shout 1,
fizz,
2.
4, buzz.
Right, okay.
Until every deliberate
Right.
point. Hamster still, you math dries up, palms become sweatier and sweatier until finally you manage to croak fizz. Doom is avoided.
Your class has about 33 pupils, and you might go around 3 times before the bell rings for break time.
Yep. We're going to write a program
So
that prints numbers from 1 to 100, but for multiples of 3, print fizz instead of the number, and for multiples of 5, print buzz. For numbers which are multiples of both 3 and 5, print fizz buzz.
Right, so we're gonna test drive this then, as all good developers will. And our first test, what should our first test be then? So multiple of 3.
Should it be? Well, yeah, because we want to test, do we get fizz? Or do we want to test that we can at least get numbers printing?
I mean, I don't think do we need a test for that, really?
Don't know.
Numbers printing?
Not really, I guess. Yeah,
because that test will fail if we're asserting that we're going to get numbers 1 to 100. It's just probably pointless. It's not going to give us anything. So the first scenario with me is that the first thing he says is when you get to a multiple of 3, you say fizz.
Fizz. But let's print fizz.
So let's clear out everything apart from the arrange act assert in that test. And we have our arrange. So let's say our service then is our fizzbuzz service. You can see that, I presume.
I can indeed. We have a fizzbuzz service, and we are outputting that object into a variable called service, ready for use.
We want to. So we've got a list of inputs, then, haven't we? So passing into the test, then. In fact, we can just do it in the arrange. var number equals 3, because 3's a multiple of 3. So on the act, we want to say service dot, I'll just say print, because that's effectively what we're going to do. Or service dot get output, and we're going to pass in our number. Yeah?
Yeah, I see where you're going with this. Similar to where I was thinking of going.
Okay, so output
would be the selected text based on the number that we've passed in.
So we want to say assert that our output
is equal
to
fizz.
Exactly. And just to make this a little bit nicer, let's extract that into a variable called expected output. And we will move that into our arrange because we already know beforehand what we're expecting the output to be. And of course, if we run that, let's just get resharper to create the method. It's just going to be a string for now. Yowza, why is it using the in?
Done it again.
Yowza.
That's really annoying, that. Doesn't show me you've created a new file. Yep. Well, you've created a new function for the service fizzbuzz, but it didn't actually show me that creation. Well annoying.
Okay.
So yeah, it doesn't show it me. You got to save the file. Fizzbuzz is not
Saved
saved
it.
my end.
It's definitely saved.
Show in my side. Fizzbuzz service is empty. Why is that? Don't save it my side. No, it's definitely empty.
Do you want to show your screen on Discord and I'll quickly have a look?
Ah, odd.
I've just made another save to it. Close the file down and reopen it for me.
If I close it down, it asks me to save it.
Yeah, tell it no.
I do. I say
You
don't
must
save.
have a lock on the file.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Close the file.
Yep.
Nope.
So look at your screen.
Okay, so let me Discord you up. Right, so this is the Fizzbuzz tests, which is good, and then Fizzbuzz service. Save it.
So you haven't seen anything I've added to it whatsoever.
Nope. And that, if I'm on this, if I select that, that's me following you. So wherever you go, I should see it.
What about if I rename it?
Rename what you
see
don't
that?
know what you do. Yeah, I see that.
Okay, open it up.
There
There you go. Right, let me
Odd.
just rename it back.
Right, let me wait, let me close that. Don't save that. You've renamed it back. Go back there and gone again.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, mind
So
blown.
you must have a local copy of that or something. I don't know.
How
don't
can
know
I
how
have a
that
local
works. Right.
copy?
Right, we'll just call it Fizzbuzz Service 1 for now because, oh, it doesn't like that.
Weird.
Right, so go back into Fizzbuzz Service 1.
And I can follow
Right,
you
okay.
again.
Right, brilliant. Maybe it doesn't like it when I create things with ReSharper. Okay, so you're not currently following me because that's not where I am.
Are you there?
Brill. So if we run this test, it's obviously going to fail, which it did, because it's a not implemented exception. So let's implement that thing. So normal red, green refactor rules apply. So it's just literally we want to make it pass. Let's return the word fizz.
Run test.
Running. Boom. Passed.
Don't know, I didn't see that.
So you don't see my test window.
Nope.
So I can assure you, you'll have to believe me then, but the test has passed.
Okay, I believe you.
So that's all well and good. That's all well and good. But we now have another scenario, which is a multiple of 5.
Yep.
Prints buzz,
It does indeed print buzz.
which it will not. Why have I done all of that manually? I could have just done this. In fact, if we're doing a collaboration session, I think you should make this test, Ian.
See, I knew you was going to say that. So if this is just
create the failing test. Create the failing test.
You basically created a
I've just duplicated it. It needs to be the multiple of 5 scenario.
So your test is now going to fail.
Also, we're passing in the wrong number.
Regardless, the output doesn't care about a number right now. This function doesn't care. No, it doesn't care about a number.
It doesn't, but we should. Yeah, but for the purpose of the test, we need to make sure that the things we pass in are actually correct.
Okay, but we want it to break. Right.
It will break. It'll still break. 5,
Yeah,
not 4.
because the expected output is not what's coming out of this function. Now,
5.
to get
5, Ian. 5. Right. That's
don't
right.
mess.
Done it.
Don't mess. All right. So we're going to pass in 5. We're expecting
Yep.
buzz from our
Yep.
get output. However, that's going to fail. And that's going to fail because what's coming out of get output, resharper. Please give me resharper. Is fizz. We could make this thing work quite easily by just basically doing a switch case if we want to.
You read my mind.
So we can pass in the number, and then we can case on 3 and output. We're going to return it, aren't we? Really? Have we got that the right? No, is it? Is it number then
right.
colon?
You're right. Next line.
Return fizz.
Same line. Yep.
And we can break. We should break, and then we can do a case.
No, we're returning, so we don't need to break at all.
Oh yeah, true. That's
one or the other, not both.
That's true. Yeah. And then we can case on 4 and then return buzz in a string, obviously. 5. I don't know why I've got 4 in my head. Keep thinking 4.
You're determined that it's just the number after.
Right, and we can actually, we shouldn't, but you, more often than not...
You can have a default that just returns the number.
Yes, so the default has to come outside of the switch, though. Can't be inside, although we want it inside the switch. That's not... can we... Will it accept it? Return...
I think it'll still ask you for a return because I don't think it knows that... No?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Does it know? Does it see that? Yes, it does. Right, so we're going to default to nothing. The reason I'm
just do number.toString.
String. Number.toString. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to leap too far ahead. No IntelliSense? What's going on there? Oh, numner. Because numner's much better than a number. Right.
It's a super number.
We're going to try and run these tests. I don't think I've got any or anything installed in this IDE, so can you run them for me?
Surely can.
Oh, output.
Okay, so...
Oh, it was successfully built.
So it's run the test and they both pass.
What?
So I'm going to create a test that's going to fail. Copy the previous one.
All right.
In fact, it's not going to fail because we've just made it past that. So regular number. So, in fact, sorry. What the hell am I doing here? Non-number.
Non-number? Well, it is a number, though, isn't it? It's
sorry. Non-multiple is what I meant to say. Returns number as string.
Yeah.
Okay. So so we'll just put like 2, and expected output should be 2.
You literally took the easy one. You stole the easy one.
Let's run that one.
Because that's obviously going to pass. And then he hands over to me to give me the technically difficult one where we have to look at the multiples of 3 and 5 at the same time.
Well, I can do that one if you want.
I think we should do that one together. Because it's basically the last test, isn't it?
Effectively, yeah. Well, it's not actually.
It is?
Multiple of...
Oh, no, it's not, because we have to loop through the thing then, don't we?
And 3 prints fizzbuzz.
Yes, so this is the last test for printout, but we still have to do the loops.
So 15. We don't have to do the loops yet, though. We're still holding off on that. So that should print fizzbuzz, and it's not going to. And what it actually prints is...
So this... is it?
It'll print 15. Yeah. Yeah, so it's printed 15.
So this now has to work out the multiple. So we have to get the remainder. We have to say if we give it the number, we work out the remainder. If the remainder multiplied by 3 or by 5 is 0, that's what we want.
So, do you remember how this works?
Is it modulus?
It is.
Ages since I've done this.
It is modulus. So,
oh, it's the percent, isn't it? It's the thing percent. The thing gives you the remainder. Is that right?
So I think So what we can do then? This is still going to fail, by the way, if I'm right. So if number
Where are you?
3.
Which file are you in now? You're in service, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, why am I watching
if number
my
modulus
screen?
modulus 3 equals 0, then
because I'm sharing my screen. I'm thinking, why am I watching my screen? It's because I'm sharing my screen. We're in the FizzBuzz service, and you are saying, "Oh, okay." So we're no longer doing a switch case. It's all going a bit freaky.
So I almost accidentally made it pass all of the acceptance criteria then, but I've purposely done it this way now to make it fail in the future test.
Purposefully didn't show this file, so you didn't see the completed thing, because I knew he was going to do this.
What have I messed up there? Yeah, I don't want it in there. That's why. Like that. Like that.
Right.
Magic.
So
Magic.
If the number modulus 3 is equal to 0, or the number modulus 5 is equal to 0, or, and this is where I'm going to take over because I really want to do the or, else if it's both. Nah, we do both by just being cheeky little beggars and stealing that.
Well,
that. Aha, it's got to be an and. Has to be an and. If it's that, then we can say fuzzbiz. Fuzzbiz? Bizfuzz. Buzzfizz.
FizzBuzz.
That's the one. Bugs fizz. Return says, might be another spell. Fizz. Buzz. So that should pass.
Before we run that, I'm going to tell you now that's going to fail. And do you know why?
Number modulus 3 is equal to 0, which it should be, and the number modulus 5 is equal to 0.
So think about the first thing you just said then. If the number modulus 3 equals 0,
yes,
which it should be,
yes,
go through your conditions in order.
So if that is true, and that is true,
go through your conditions in order, starting at the top. Start at the top. Go through your conditions in order.
Right. So if that is true, it's that.
Which for 15 is 15 modulus 3 going to be equal to 0?
Oh, yes, it is. Right.
So what's it going to return?
Right. We need to shift that up top. Needs to check both. No, that won't work either. Because if we put that at the top, oh no, that might actually work still. That might actually work.
I think that will work.
If we think about it logically, because we're now saying that it has to evaluate true for both. Otherwise, check each individual. So what we're saying there is, if that entire expression equals true, that 15 divided by 3 is 5, or 15 divided by 5 is 3, is FizzBuzz. Sorry, and divided by 5 is 3. It is FizzBuzz. Otherwise, check to see if it's just divisible by 3 or just divisible by 5. And if those two fail, then it has to be a single number. Yeah,
so I think you're good there. I think that would actually cover the logic for the most part now.
Yes. Run the tests. Let's see what happens. Because I can't do that.
Run that.
I'm definitely installing the trial of ReSharper in a minute.
Yep. That passes. So
winner. We have
Let's
3
create
passing
another
tests.
failing test.
Yes, because it's still not finished. We have more work to do.
Series of numbers. Okay, so series of numbers prints correct text.
Yep. So this is where we...
So we're going to have to refactor here. So we've done our red, green. Now it's time for the refactory part.
Yes.
So in our arrange, we want to say
in our array,
var array.
We want to. Yeah, I was going to say we want to give it an array of numbers.
Equals new list of ints.
It doesn't need to be a list, though, does it? It can just be a bog standard number array. Doesn't need
It
to
could
be. We know that the array is going to be of 19. Is it 99 or 100? Is a list easier or is an array easier? A list you've got to add. Yeah, I suppose it's the same. I guess.
You know what we could do? An IEnumerable.
Because now we're getting really smart.
Sorry, not IEnumerable. Enumerable.range, and we'll start at 0 and end
99
at 100. Well, let's just do 5 numbers.
6.
Oh, sorry. Let's do all the way up to and including 15.
Doesn't that do 0 to 15 being 16 digits? Because it starts at 0, goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way up to 15. Isn't that then 16 numbers? Just to confuse it. If you want 15, should it not be 14? Nah, it's better.
That might be what we want.
Yeah.
So we want our expected output should be oh god, how are we going to represent this?
What, our expected output? No, we don't. Yeah. So the expected output should be an array of 3 things. So it should be one of these for it to pass.
No, because so if we look back at the sample output, it should be that. So on a new line,
the sample output should be, because we're testing now 3 different outputs in this particular test. We're testing for fizz, for buzz, and for fizzbuzz. I'd expect all 3 to be printed, so I'd expect that every time it does get output, it would be one of those 3.
So it should be basically printing.
I'm gonna print everything.
Oh, hang on. Are we gonna feed it one at a time? Or are we gonna feed it the entire number array?
You're gonna give it the number array, aren't you? Expect it. No, you're not. You're gonna feed it one at a time.
If you're gonna, so if it's gonna be an array in, it's gonna be an array out.
No, we're not. We're gonna feed it. In this instance, we're gonna feed it one at a time. We can loop. Depends. Are we gonna loop here, or do we want to, or is that? If we loop here, then it's a single small step. If we loop,
no, I think
inside another function, then we need to give it the array.
I think we should be able to give it the array. We should be able to give it the array, and it should give us an array of strings back.
Right, so it's not get output then, is it?
Yeah, it'd still be get output because it's still the output. But I'm just trying to think of the easiest way to put that into this. In fact, right.
So again, the output itself, we're expecting the output to be one of 3 things. We give it a number array. Oh no, we're expecting, so the output should, oh shit. Okay. No, we're thinking about this all wrong, completely wrong.
Why are we?
So for it to give this particular get output is just going to give us right now a single value of either a number or one of 3 variants of text. That's what get output is currently giving us. And
I know it's what it's currently giving us, but this is the point in the whole red green refactor. So what we're going to do now is we're going to change it slightly.
I think not. I think the refactor should be that the get output should be a display text or give text. Yes. But the looping, the iterating through that particular array shouldn't be a display mechanism. That should be a compute mechanism that calls a display mechanism. So we're still giving it a single number and saying, give me the display from that out of this particular loop.
What, so you want to add another service in that just does the display?
It's not going to be it should be another method within inside the same service, I think. Because we should give one method the array that calls another method to check to see.
I don't think there's any, given the simplicity of that, I don't think there's any need. We can literally just, yeah, 1, 2, fizz, 4, buzz. Notice I'm putting the return new lines and whatever's in between. Fizz, buzz, 4, 5. So 6 should be fizz. 7. Oops. 7. 8. Fizz.
9 is fizz. Yeah. 10 should be buzz.
Buzz. 11. 12.
No, 12 should be fizz. Because 12 is divisible by 3.
14.
15,
buzz. Oh, sorry, fizz buzz.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we should be getting back. That's our expected string.
Yep.
Okay, so we can't currently pass in a number array. So this is the part where we refactor.
Yep.
Okay. So screw it. Let's just make it a list. It's just so much easier. My list of int.
Yeah, hang on, we're over here now.
We were for a second. Okay, so I list of int. So the number now in each of the tests needs to be a new list of ints.
Yep.
With that number in.
No, that should be a list of 1 through to 15. Oh, no, because they're the individual tests, aren't they?
Not that one.
Yeah, that's an individual test.
Why does it not like that?
Good.
Why the hell does it not like that? That's better.
Is it because you didn't have list brought in as a using statement?
Yep. Okay. So it's going to be the same.
5 need to be the same. Drag up and see.
So normally would have done that a lot earlier and identified that a lot earlier, but if we're doing proper red-green refactor.
Yeah. It is a iterative thing.
Here we go. Oh, that's brilliant.
Awesome.
Lovely jubbly.
Make sure they still go.
Unnecessary using statements at the top.
Oh, we can't.
So it now accepts.
Why? Oh, yeah. So that now does have to be 1 through 15.
Yeah. Actually, wait a minute.
I know what you're going to do. Dump the range into a list. 2 list.
Just make it easy on myself. Why not? Much easier. Right.
Put in there to make life easy. So run that, and I'm expecting it to still fail. I'm expecting 1 to fail, 3 to pass.
Well, it's not even gonna build. So yeah, because ta-da! So we're not looping through the array. Okay, are you following me still?
I am now.
Right, so it's no longer number var number in
numbers. Plural now, number array. Yeah. It's not really an array now, is it? It's a list, so it's more like number list. We're confusing ourselves.
I'll rename it in a sec. Okay.
Yep.
Method signature does not like what it. All code paths return a value, and that is because I am looping through all of these.
And you're not returning the default. Bugger. Yeah, true.
It's all right. That works. It's fine.
It works. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So this is going to pass for quite a few, and it's going to fail for our last one.
Yeah, it will. Good fail for the last one.
Ta-da! So we get one.
What?
So basically, what happens is we just see one being printed.
Yeah. One being printed.
Yeah, because it gets to one and it just prints out one.
Yeah. Then goes
because
through.
what we're not doing is we're not saying what we need to do basically is outside of the loop we need to say string and we need to say output. Initialize it to an empty string.
Output.
We want to yeah. Oh yeah, sorry, output. Oh, naming's right on point today.
Yep.
Okay, so let's use vars where we can. So what we're saying is.
So can I know what you're saying, but you still need to carry on because you need to change the returns to be the actual thing that you want to output.
Yeah. Yep. Output plus equals instead of returns, which is why it was actually
need. Yeah, it doesn't. No. Yeah. I guess it can be plus equals because it's not a space or anything like that. So it's just an empty string. Yeah, that works.
But what it does need is an environment.newline in between each one.
Yeah, it does indeed.
So, let me see. If I
you can just do at the bottom of the for each the new line.
It's supposed to be after each individual number.
It doesn't need to be after each individual number because it's going to iterate through each individual number. So at the bottom of the for each, it should add it only once per iteration through that loop.
There's going to be one too many at the end.
Yeah, trim it. Oh, now we have to trim it on the actual thing. Yep. Trim just as a char, not a string. So you'd have to do trim the end. Will that work?
Does that work? No, it doesn't.
We do trim environment new line. Whenever it like that. Right outside the box there.
I don't think it will because it's environment.newline is a string. Yeah.
Okay. We just have to try the /r. Hopefully it doesn't see that.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, it takes an array of characters. Ah. Okay.
Oh, I don't even need that. Magic.
Oh. Awesome. Run it, see what happens.
Running.
Do it past.
Yep, it passes. So that's good. The last is the full 100.
All right.
And I'm just trying to think. There's a way we can get this to display nicely. Between 1 and 100. Oh, that's going to be a nightmare. Is it actually? Right. How can I get this to output for you?
What, the test results?
Yeah. Can I just do a debug.log?
Or yeah, debug.log or console.write maybe.
I don't think you'd see a console.write, would you?
I don't know. Might do. I can see output from build and I can see output from IntelliSense, and that's all.
Right. Rather than asserting the last test, because we kind of know it's going to work from 1 to 15, and I don't fancy typing out all the correct FizzBuzz combinations. I'd rather just look at it.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do, just for now at least anyway, is do a console.write line output and see what that gives us.
Of course, we
And
could
see if
also
we can spot any errors by eye.
Yeah, we could also, rather than doing it the way we've done it, with the expected output with inside the test, we could have given it test cases.
We could have done supplied a method that did the test cases as well. So I saw all of that. Did you get any of that?
I didn't see anything. We didn't even need to give it a method because we can attach them as attributes, can't we, as test cases? So you can just do test case parentheses at the top of the method signature.
Yeah, you can. I'm just saying there's another way to do it as well.
Just by giving it a method.
Debug.write output. See what that gives you. See if you can see that, because that should be in the output window, I think. Hang on, it's not run yet. Output from build tests. No.
I still have a sneaky suspicion it's because I've not got NUnit installed. I do see that the variable expected output is assigned, but its value is never used. Used, obviously.
Terminal.
Live.
Will it write to terminal? Oh, hello. Ah, right. Hang on. Can you see the terminal at all?
No.
Right. What can you see at the bottom? Are you able to click on any of them either?
My output. I can show you what I can see. Yeah. I can literally see everything you see there.
See if there's a way to get me to see this.
Terminal. I suppose I can see a terminal. Develop a PowerShell terminal.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's no good. What about in your toolbar? Oh, you don't have a test. You haven't got one called test either, have you?
Nope. I don't have any test runners or anything installed currently. I can't even right click and go run tests.
Okay, let me share my screen with you just so you can at least see the output that I'm going to see, because I mean, the stream can see it. So
you can see it on yours.
In terms of that.
When you do that, I'll just swing it over and they can see it on mine too. When you're ready to share.
You see that?
Bear with. That. Go for it. Oh, look at those tests.
So there's the full 100 numbers. So shout out if you see anything completely obviously wrong. I don't think you should.
There's 98, 97. That's too many numbers for me to try and read through, but they all look pretty good. Oh, hang on a minute. 26, is that threes? 3, 6, 9.
21, 24.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
21, 24. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all right. So FizzBuzz, we've done it basically. So let me pop that window back in a second.
FizzBuzz is supposed to be easy, and it's taken us quite a while. but we did
It was
properly.
still relatively easy, but we
test
talked
drive
it.
that.
We talked it through. So yeah, I'd say
I mean, we could maybe refactor it, make it better, but I'll be honest, I think
so.
that's probably
There
optimized.
is absolutely a different way of doing this. You see what I'm doing here? You see this here? I'm going to get rid of that condition altogether now. And I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm going to get rid of that.
Right, so now we've got 3 ifs. Sorry, 2 ifs.
So we've
and
got
else.
if that.
Else that.
And then, let me see. So it doesn't hop into that one. Oh, it does need to be an else if, doesn't it? Fizz, buzz. And then you can do, so you can do the opposite, and you can say that one. And that should do the same, I believe. Test my theory. Yeah.
They do pass.
So that way you've not got a bunch of else ifs either.
That does
That's it.
Done.
So it says here now, stage 2, new requirements, because that happens all the time.
All right. A number
is fizz if it's divisible by 3, or if it's got a 3 in it.
Oh, wow. Because, of course, we want to make it much, much trickier to code up. Okay.
And the same with a 5.
So if it's got a 3 or a 5 in its particular number, it's fizz or it's buzz.
So should we add these new requirements in? In fact, I've done a lot of the driving. I'm going to let you drive for a minute whilst I grab myself a lovely drink.
Okay. Cheers for this.
So go ahead.
Oh, wait. You would put it there, wouldn't you? Is that because it's done? Nah. Want it there. Test should be one after the other after the other. Right. What are we going to call this? Number contains. That's not how you spell contains.
The contains.
3. Now, do you do A3 or should we do A3?
I'll go with letters.
Contains the what? The letter 3 or the number 3?
Number.
Number contains the number 3.
Number contains 3 would be fine.
Number contains 3. There's with a G. Number contains 3. Prints.
How many whiskies have you had?
What?
How many whiskies have you had?
Few. It's a weeknight and I'm not at work. I've had a couple.
Just cracked open the single barrel.
I've had a couple of threes. Right, so we got number contains 3. Prince fuzz. We could steal.
Fuzz? Do you mean fizz? It's fizz and buzz.
Right, fizz.
Fizz and fuzz.
Right, note to children: don't drink when you stream. It's bad for you. You make mistakes and look like a fool.
I don't think you needed the when you stream it. You could have just said,
don't drink.
Don't drink.
Don't drink. Ever. It's bad for you. Right, so if the number contains a 3, so I guess we can test with the number 3, but that's not going to work, is it? So I think we should actually test with the number 23, because that has a 3 in it, but is not divisible by 3 or by 5.
Correct. So, do you want me to run that?
You
I'll
can
run
do
that
it.
now
Should
before-
It should fail. Should fall on its backside. Also,
Double, double fail.
we need to change. Yeah, that's confusing as well. So
Which bit?
This bit where we give it a list and we call it number.
Yeah, it's okay. We can rename those. So yeah, that failed. It
Awesome.
returned 23.
Yep, which is expected.
So what do you want that to be called? Sorry, it was.
We want to just call it number array or number list, whatever.
It was number list, wasn't it?
Just so it's not.
You carry on. I'll change the rest of them.
I can't because you're flitting up and down my screen.
Just stop following me.
You've not even had one and you
Stop
can't spell.
Follow me, Ian. I've not even had one yet.
Just wait till you've had a couple
Okay.
like me. Oh.
How long are we going on with this for? I don't think
Until
I'll have
we're
a
done.
chance to get multiple in. There we go. It's started to know what I'm doing now.
It's starting
You know,
to know what
if we
you're
did
doing,
have anybody watching us, they'd be wondering what the hell's going on. Oh,
We're acting like crazy
what
people.
am I?
Yeah, what
'Cause
are
we
you
crazy
doing?
people.
You don't need to drink. You should not.
Okay. We are alles gut, yeah?
Luckily, we don't do this while we're working.
What, drinking? Or streaming?
Yeah. Can you imagine us
Or
trying to work and drink at the same time? Nothing would get done. Are you done? Can I take over again?
You could anyway. You just need to stop following me.
Oh, yeah.
That's the whole point of collab sessions. We can type at the same time. Oh, we could do two hackers, one keyboard.
Yeah, true. Right, so where's our get output? Get output is currently looping through said numbers.
Yep.
And it's checking to see these, and we could just add another clause at the end that says if. Now this is going to get funky because it's a number, and you can't say to a number, does the number contain a number?
Okay, do we want to add another condition, really? Or do we want to utilize our existing conditions and just extend them slightly?
We could extend this, and we could say and the number that we're passing in, number dot. Now we want to two-string this. He says two-string. Where's two? Two-string. Hey, dot.
Okay, stop right there a sec.
Why?
Stop right now. Thank you very much. I need somebody with a human touch. Look at your condition and just check your sign.
Check my sign.
So you are saying currently
I'm
that
saying
it needs to be needs to be divisible by 3 and yeah, there you go. There you go.
Number dot.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, because doing and would mean that it would fail on both, no matter what.
Yeah,
because it can't be that and that at the same time.
It'll never be. It'll rarely be both. I mean, you'll have it where it's 3.
It's highly unlikely that it's going to be both. So it needs to contain the number 3. Now, that's also wrong. And we know that's wrong. Why?
I've had too many whiskies.
Yeah. But that is also wrong. But why is that also wrong? Is 3 divisible by 3?
What?
Is the number 3?
Yes.
3 is divisible by 3?
Yeah.
3 divided by
3 is 1.
Good point. I thought why was I thinking that would evaluate to nothing? Right, I'm only doing 3.
You've had too much to drink, pal.
Can you run those tests?
It's 3 divisible by 3.
I don't know. For some reason, I came up with a 0 number, and I was thinking that would bomb.
Right. I'm going to do what I do with my daughter. 1 times 3 is.
Shut up. And this is why we don't drink while we code.
Oh, we need to send this stream to Russ. He'd get a right kick out of this, you know. He'd be like, those 2 idiots that were on my team. Bloody hell. How have they got anywhere? We can't even do a Fizzbuzz catter.
Yeah, worse than that. I've still got one working for us, and the other one I've just rehired. Anyway, moving on. Run the tests. Because I can't run them.
Run that stuff.
Oh, dear. Please pass. Don't make me look like a fool. Yeah. Preemptive, yes. Oh, we see. I thought we might break some more. Because now we've got Fizz 23.
What did you break?
We broke the number contains 3 Prince Fizz. Right.
Oh,
so
I know why.
Because number 3. So 23 contains a 3. No. Why is it going to go there?
So 23 is not. It does not divide by 3.
Nope, it doesn't.
And it does not divide by 5. And so it will append the actual number to the end. I quite like that. Append the number to the end.
Huh? Hang on.
So, what we want to say, we need to extend this condition, basically.
No.
So we want to say.
Can we break that down for a second? And I want to address this, because even in my mind, I'm thinking we've just run through an array that has the number 23, and it didn't cause a problem. So why is the number 23 now causing a problem?
So it's now causing a problem because we are putting it through here.
Yes.
And this is going, yeah, put Fizz on there. And this one here is saying, well, it doesn't divide by 3 or 5, therefore append itself to the end. So we've got Fizz and then the number appended to the end.
So it's evaluating truthfully twice
two conditions
in the same iteration of that loop.
So now that we've gone back to this, I made that I refactored this earlier to change it to this way around. But now, what is actually better is probably the way you did it in the first place. Yeah. So you started off with that condition. Is that better?
Will it still do the same thing? Will it still do Fizz? No, it should be okay. That should be okay.
No, it won't be better. Forget I said that.
Why won't that be better?
Because it'll be more conditions than there needs to be. So what we need to say is in fact, it doesn't need to be in an additional set of brackets. So what we're saying is, Danny's messing everything up. That's what we're saying. If the number is modulus 3 is not equal to 0, and the number modulus 5 is not equal to 0, and the number .toString doesn't contain 3.
Okay.
Oh. Then we want to print out the number. Otherwise, we just want to leave B. And the tests are going to pass, apart from the last one. Why? Series of numbers prints correct text.
Because
we've added this new condition now. So we've added this new condition that says if it's got a 3 in it, which 13 does, then it's fizz.
Yeah, and the next one. The next. Why does print's correct text not do that? So the function underneath it doesn't do that.
Yep. Yay, it passes now.
Yeah. So I want to allude back to the function underneath that has a 13 in it. So full 100 numbers prints correct text.
Because we're not asserting anything on that one. If you remember, that was the one we were using just to print out everything.
Okay, Felix.
So now, if we run that test, effectively what we're doing is we're just using it as a mechanism to have a look at all of the numbers being printed. So now we should see a lot more fizzes because we've got. Oh,
more fizz, please, more fizz.
Did you just do that?
No, you just did that.
Did you rerun it?
No, you did that.
Okay. Okay, so if you notice now, we've got 30, which is 3 and 5, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Yeah.
More fizz. More fizz.
So, do you know what's really, really funny about this?
A lot of fizz?
Well, what do we not need to do?
You drink. I was about to say you're drinking with a 47-year-old bloke here, but that's wrong. That's not what I was meant to say.
Oh, actually, no. Sorry. I'm totally. I was just thinking then that the fizz buzz is already taken care of, but it's not when you get to the 50s. So we do still need to do the buzz.
We need to do the 5. That's your bit. I've just done the 3s, and then you went and corrected me.
Okay. All right. I'm going to do this real quick.
Well, actually, we both did the 3s. I did the 3s, and then we broke the
54.
test. You fixed the test.
In fact, let's do 254. Why not? And that should return buzz. Voila.
I feel like
contains
I want to make
You feel like you want to what?
Hang on. Nope, that does not evaluate to true, and neither does that.
What?
I was just checking that they're not divisible by 5 or 3. You know, we could randomly pick a number and it be wrong. Or the wrong number. Ooh, that one's got a dot on it. Why has that one got a dot on it? Right, yeah, that's what we're expecting. Length 4, but was 3. String differs at index 0.
Yeah, man.
Expected fizz, but got 254, which is what we're expecting, because now we need to refactor this. Oh, we should be on here for the people at home.
Contains 5.
And that's still not going to work, because, yeah, we need to go over there. And this is becoming very, very cumbersome, very, very fast. This is not very extensible, is it?
Oops, that's not what I wanted to do.
Check fizz.
Extract away, make it read like well-written prose.
Yeah, check buzz.
So now you can just say...
Check fizz and buzz. Check fizz and check fuzz. So we like putting is equal to false because that explicitly says what we want it to check as opposed to just check fuzz.
There's nothing worse than somebody having a method that says if not isn't false.
Yeah.
Or something like that. It, you know, the not simple has a place, and it's for very, very simple checks. If you can have something anywhere near complicated, always use equals equals false. It just makes it far more readable.
Right.
You know, it's not going to kill you to put that extra on if it's a simple check instead of just putting a not in front.
Yep.
That is harder to read. It might be less characters, but it's harder to read.
Yep. It's easy to miss when you're skimming.
Yeah, and as
So
somebody
easy to
who's gone through a lot of other people's code bases recently, and trying to work out what the code does, it's definitely better to be more explicit when you on the receiving end of that.
Yeah. As a friend and colleague of mine is finding out because he skim reads a lot and misses a lot. It is nice to have it glaringly in your face.
And there you go.
Lots of fizz, lots
There
of
is the magic. So 50. That's
has a 5 in it.
51.
What? Oh yeah, 51. Ooh, that's wrong.
What?
51 is.
Oh no. Wait.
Divide 51 by 3.
Oh, it isn't wrong. I didn't know that.
What?
17 times 3 is 51. It isn't wrong.
Oh, no, that is not wrong.
Look at that. Just goes to show your own code knows better than you when it comes to multiplication.
No. Fair enough.
And that is FizzBuzz in a nutshell.
Yes. And we've refactored it and we've made it look pretty and it's easy to read and
yeah, it's by far not the most concise method of doing this. There's probably far better ways of doing it. But as far as an evening goes, without going overboard on something so simple, I think it'll do.
Yeah, I think that is pretty decent. We should definitely do another one. And I also feel that maybe we should. I feel like we need to pick an open source project that we can go after and have a look at and play with. Because I think it would be nice not only to do katas so people can see how test-driven development works and how we can, write code, refactor, revisit, write code, refactor, build things up in the right way, but also go and look at how other people have written code and structured code and how we make changes as well. Because I know there's a lot of people out there that have not done open source before and they've not done pull requests.
So I think we definitely. So the thing we've just done now then is definitely assuming some knowledge because we haven't done any of the basics.
No.
We've literally just gone straight into a kata and just coded it. But yeah, I think if we went down the open source route, we're definitely catering for a different audience there altogether.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm happy to do that. Have you got anything in mind? Anything in particular that you'd like to look at?
No, not really. I'm quite open-minded on stuff like that. I just think, it'd be nice to cater to be able to cater to multiple audiences, and we definitely need to get as basic as we possibly can for some. I think that would be good as well. Like you say, we did this today as assuming people already know C# or at least have a level of writing programs. Maybe first year students.
So like how basic are we talking then? Are we talking like this is a method, main with the this is a loop, this is how you print.
Yeah, I think we could go really basic as to what variables are, what types are. Could even go into what's static language, what isn't, what's memory allocation. We could go really basic if we wanted to. It depends on the audience, I guess. I mean, the idea of this was for us to get a feel for being able to be a narrative whilst writing code. But I think your aim is also to help others learn to code.
Well, yeah, if I'm going to be teaching my wife in the future, I definitely feel to talk to strangers about it as well because, I'm assuming a certain amount of knowledge from other people, and I need to make sure I don't make those assumptions when I teach the basics because otherwise I'll be teaching my wife like she already knows some coding and she's got no background in that at all.
Let's take this right here. I'm going to end my stream So we can take this little conversation offline because I don't think anybody else needs to hear this.
Yeah. So for anyone who might have been watching the stream, thanks for joining me. It's a little bit rough around the edges, but it was my first go at this, really. Anyone catching up on YouTube, apologise for the sort of haphazard broken upness of it. I'm not going to edit this one at all. I'm just going to straight export it. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. And I'm going to end it here. Thanks.
I'm the same as Danny. Hope you've enjoyed it. Again, hop over to the YouTube channel. I'm not going to edit this one. I will just export it straight from Twitch. I again won't edit in Twitch. If you've got any questions or anything like that, hit me up on Twitter. My Twitter's in the stream at Circus2335, or you can get me on my Discord as well. Again, that's Circus3902 because I wasn't able to grab my own number. And I'll see you in the next episode.